Yeah, how you doing? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
how you doing? You
Yeah,
okay?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. All good. It's crazy all the things that you've been doing the last few months, like following everything, going to Nashville and doing the Young Voices thing and the cup finals, and it's mental, isn't it? It's going a bit crazy.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
Yeah. Well, tell us about that Young Voices thing first of all, because that was up in Sheffield. That looked amazing. So tell us,
Yeah,
how did that come about?
it was pretty incredible. Well, I just got a call from my agent, which is nice. Um, yeah, no, I mean, there's 6,000 kids, I think, something ridiculous. And I was saying that you really underestimate the effect that you can have on these children because they're so impressionable. And to me, it was so soul giving because I was like, oh, they really remind me why I got into music and like the joy I get from music, which you can sometimes get bogged down on like the business side of things and it's so busy all the time. But the actual music is like the most enjoyable bit for me and it's the easy thing. And to get to hear them singing Welcome to the Club was awesome. And they were doing like Some Days Are Down, Some Days Are We All Need a Little Love, which I've got like a love heart on my singing today. So yeah, that was awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? And you went to Nashville recently as well, so you got to go to the CMTs and do lots of fancy stuff. So tell us all about that and what you got up to over there.
CMTs were interesting because it was the first time in like 3 years, but we got the red carpet. First of all, was so soaked; it was wet, and we had to go inside because of a lightning,
Oh
like
no.
in case a lightning like strike struck or something like that, a warning. So we went in and it was so funny because backstage you were seeing everybody in their nice dresses and they were like, you can go back in now, we're not going to be struck by lightning. But yeah, that was cool. Obviously I'm still fairly unknown out there. I'm just like it's like starting again. And I'm really lucky that I've got such, it's funny because I was on the red carpet and I feel like I knew about 90% of the people. They were like, you don't even live here and you know everyone. But I've been going for like 7 or 8 years. So like all my friends that are like, killing it over there, I was friends with them before they had anything going on. And they were friends with me before I had anything going on. So it's so lovely to see friends win, and I love that about that community. I just love people like seeing people do well anyway. So yeah, it was cool being back and forth, doing some you know, shows here and there and trying to finish the rest of this record right for it. So keeping busy.
Yeah, well, speaking of that record, it's coming June 3rd, four-track EP.
Mhm.
Clearly a very personal one for you as well. It's very much about sort of self-worth and inclusivity. So tell us a little bit about where the inspiration came from for it and what the idea was for it.
I think when I wrote "Welcome to the Club," obviously it's a jam, but there was a really important message underneath that. I'm quite a deep thinker. I think a lot, which probably doesn't do me any good actually. But I wanted to really highlight the human experience. And I thought Welcome to the Club is kind of a metaphor to Welcome to the World. It was perfect, really, as an opener because it really told my story of like, even the video, I shot it in Nashville and London and like living in two worlds. And I did that in Hollywood Gypsy. That was like, it was a perfect follow on because Hollywood Gypsy was all about growing up as a gypsy, but also in the normal community, a non-gypsy community, and with all the struggles and anxiety that comes with kind of not feeling um like I was gypsy enough to be a gypsy or gorger enough to be a gorger, which means non-gypsy. So I felt in between, and I guess I've felt that a lot in my, it's actually been said to me multiple times, like, in different conversation, oh, she's too pop to be country, or she's too country to be pop. And it's like, to me, and this is where Welcome to the Club fits in, it's like, I hate labels. I think like music is fantastic because it's faceless and it should always be about music. And I really wanted to highlight this kind of journey of welcome to the club. What is a metaphor for welcome to the world? We're all here. We're all human. We have like our up and down days. We all ultimately need love, but yet we're more similar than we are different. But yet we like judge people and criticize people all the time. And I'm like, and I saw a lot of that in the pandemic, where there's this cancel culture, and I saw it within artists as well, tearing each other down. And I was like, where is this like be kind, you know, that this selective outrage? And it really just kind of, I wanted to make it my purpose to write a song or do a project that really covers all the emotions that we go through, but to highlight different issues. So the mental health aspect, the therapy, like, you know, and Dying Inside was a song that I didn't want to put on, but I think it fit perfectly within the story. So when the EP is released, you'll see the short film, and it takes you through the journey. So like One Heart is the breakup, that's the catalyst that gets me into therapy. And then every time I go to speak to this therapist, we talk about a different issue, and then leads into the next music video. So I really like creating a body of work that people can like come through it with me. So Welcome to the Club on the film is actually the last song, and that's like the celebration and the coming of age and realizing your own worth. And yeah, it covers a lot of topics, and it's just very relevant, I think, for today with like social media. And like what I said, like people, half the time people are just bored, you know, why they're deflecting the real issue. My mom always says, like, if you don't like something about somebody, it's probably because you don't like something about yourself, and it's a mirror effect. And I with this whole project, I really went in deeper about like learning about myself and my own issues and my own triggers and my own trauma, because then I was able to like kind of use that emotional intelligence to navigate different rooms and recognize patterns within different people. And obviously being a massive mental health advocate with all the work I do with I Know Woman, I was like, if I, for instance, I didn't want to put Dying Inside out because it made me feel really vulnerable and like open. Like I felt like when that song came out, I was like in the town square naked and everyone was watching me, and that's how it felt. It was awful. But I thought, if I don't do this, then I'm being a bit of a hypocrite of what I'm like preaching about. So I need to show that like even someone like me, who I think I'm honest pretty much, I think I'm like, you always know where you are with me, but my point being is like, if I can hide behind the show and deflect with humor, then there's probably a lot more other people that are doing the same. And yeah, I wanted to encourage people to be themselves. And yeah, you want to get one life, and it's, you need to be happy. And I think that's what I was trying to do with that EP. I think that was a very long-winded answer to your question, but I hope a bit about 5 questions there.
Well, how have you found the reaction to it so far? Have people been really relating to it and sort of telling their own stories? Because I mean, particularly at C2C, for example, Welcome to the Club sort of took on its own new meaning in itself, with, you know, everybody being back there and welcome to our sort of family. It was really special to see. So what's the whole reaction to this new music been like for you?
I mean, the dances have been great, like receiving, like, because we did a little TikTok routine and that was cool. And then, yeah, I mean, to be honest, Dying Inside had the immediate most reaction. And I was very overwhelmed with everybody's stories and people thanking me for putting this song out, which was really nice, because I did feel really vulnerable putting it out. And yeah, I think me and my team are about to post today actually loads of like helplines for people that are struggling, because it did, you know, I got some messages and I was like, I don't know, I'm so pleased that people feel like they can like talk about it to me, but I'm not equipped, I'm not a therapist, I can't handle this situation. So that has been a whole different thing to deal with as well, with like making sure that I'm getting people the right information, that who they need to speak to if they are struggling. And yeah, it's been incredible. I feel really lucky, especially having launched my career basically in a pandemic. People have really stuck with me and supported me, and I really, really appreciate that, because without the fans, I don't get to do what I get to do. So I never take it for granted.
Yeah. And you co-produced the EP yourself as well, didn't you? So tell us a little bit about how important that was for you to like really have a hand in the sound.
Well, I've been executive producer on all my music. Like we produced like an acoustic album, a full acoustic album of Hollywood Gypsy that I did. Again, I think anything that comes from me is normally authentic, and collaboration is fantastic. But I always have to, I just know what I want half the time. But and especially with production is because I've been there from the birth of the song to, you know, the end. And yeah, it was really important. I think as well, as a female producer, I'm a female director, I'm going to keep going on about this. It's like, I'm not going to apologize for the fact that I want to do, it's my project. So like, I'm just a massive control freak. That's what it is. But I do have like, you know, I came to Ben and Johnny and I was like, something or somebody, they did a bit of prep work already on it, which is coming out. And I was like, we need this, we need this, we need this. I'm going to play this on this. And then if I can't play like a guitar line, I'll often sing it in, and then they'll just play it. It's actually really funny. But yeah, it was very important to me.
And just finally, before I let you go, in terms of live shows coming up, you're doing some shows with Tony Hadley, aren't you? So tell us about
I've got
that.
like
That'd be really
5
cool.
dates with him, I think.
Yeah. So how did that come about, first of all, and how much are you looking forward to that? Because that's going to be very, very cool for you.
Yeah, I'm doing I think 5 dates with him, or 4 dates with him at the end of May, which is cool. And then I'm doing a show with Sister Sledge,
Yeah, so
supporting them on my birthday, which is May 14th, which I'm very excited about. I mean, it's just iconic, isn't it? And my parents love their music, so it's awesome. And yeah, Tony's got lots of like supports on his tour, lots of pop acts as well. So I love the fact that he is like really giving up a support in, you know, supporting up and coming artists, which I think is fantastic.
yeah, it's going to be awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this, as always. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Good
Thank
to catch
you.
up. And yeah, hopefully see you in person soon. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, you too, darling. Take care.